However, like all personality types, INFJs are capable of using manipulation tactics, consciously or unconsciously, to achieve their goals or protect themselves emotionally. Understanding these tactics can help INFJs recognize and address these behaviors in themselves while also providing insight for others who may interact with them. This exploration delves into the subtleties of manipulation from an INFJ perspective, offering a comprehensive view of how these complex individuals might navigate their interpersonal dynamics. INFJs possess a keen ability to read the emotions of others, often intuiting feelings and thoughts with remarkable accuracy. This emotional insight can be used as a manipulation tool when INFJs exploit this understanding to influence others' emotions, actions, or decisions. For example, they might subtly steer conversations to evoke specific emotions in others, such as guilt, sympathy, or admiration. Empathy is a hallmark of the INFJ personality, allowing them to connect deeply with others and understand their feelings and motivations. While empathy typically guides INFJs towards supportive and nurturing behavior, there are instances where it can be leveraged in ways that manipulate others' emotions and actions. This understanding allows them to accurately perceive how others feel, often even before the individuals themselves fully realize it. By tapping into these emotional insights, INFJs can anticipate reactions and adjust their behavior accordingly to influence outcomes. For example, if an INFJ senses that someone is feeling insecure or vulnerable, they might use their empathetic understanding to offer support and validation. While this can be a genuine gesture of care, it can also become manipulative if the INFJ uses this connection to sway the person's decisions or actions in a way that primarily benefits the INFJ. In some cases, this bond can lead to a form of emotional dependency, where the other person becomes reliant on the INFJ for emotional validation and support. This dependency can become a manipulation tactic if the INFJ uses it to maintain influence over the individual. By positioning themselves as the primary source of emotional support, INFJs can subtly encourage others to seek their guidance and approval, reinforcing their control over the relationship. Influencing decisions through empathy. By understanding the emotional drivers behind someone's choices, INFJs can frame their suggestions in a way that aligns with the person's feelings and desires. This empathetic approach can make the INFJ's ideas or proposals more appealing, as they resonate on a personal and emotional level. For instance, if an INFJ wants to encourage a friend to take a particular job opportunity, they might emphasize how the role aligns with the friend's values and passions. By tapping into the person's emotions and aspirations, the INFJ can subtly steer them toward a decision that aligns with the INFJ's perspective or goals. It's important to note that leveraging empathy doesn't always equate to manipulation. Often, INFJs use their empathetic insights to genuinely support and uplift others, helping them make decisions that are in their best interest. However, the line between influence and manipulation can blur when the INFJ prioritizes their agenda over the well-being of others. To avoid using empathy manipulatively, INFJs can benefit from self-reflection and awareness of their motivations and actions. 2. Strategic use of silence. Silence can be a powerful tool in communication, and INFJs often use it strategically to influence interactions and outcomes. The power of silence. Silence can create space for reflection, encouraging others to fill the void with their thoughts and feelings. This pause can prompt deeper conversations or reveal insights that might not have emerged otherwise. INFJs, with their preference for depth and authenticity, may use silence to nudge conversations toward more meaningful topics, allowing others to share more than they initially intended. Silence as a means of influence. INFJs might employ silence to guide conversations or influence decisions without direct confrontation. For example, in a negotiation or discussion, an INFJ might pause to allow the other person to process and reconsider their stance, creating an opportunity for the INFJ's perspective to gain more weight. Silence can also serve as a way to encourage others to reflect on their words or actions. By withholding immediate responses, INFJs give people the chance to reconsider their statements or behavior, potentially leading to apologies or changes without the need for direct confrontation. Emotional withdrawal. When feeling hurt, overwhelmed, or misunderstood, INFJs might withdraw into silence as a coping mechanism. This emotional withdrawal can be a form of passive manipulation, as it can evoke feelings of guilt, concern, or confusion in others. By pulling away, INFJs may compel others to seek out their thoughts and feelings, thereby regaining attention or eliciting apologies and reconciliation efforts. Nonverbal communication. INFJs are adept at using nonverbal cues, including body language and facial expressions, to communicate their feelings or influence others. Silence, combined with these nonverbal signals, can convey disapproval, disappointment, or contemplation, prompting others to adjust their behavior or reconsider their actions. For example, a prolonged silence paired with a contemplative look can signal to someone that the INFJ is deeply considering their words or actions, encouraging the person to offer more information or adjust their approach to the conversation. Encouraging reflection and introspection. One of the more positive aspects of the strategic use of silence is its ability to encourage introspection and self-reflection in others. By providing space for individuals to think and reflect, INFJs can foster environments where people feel empowered to explore their thoughts and emotions, ultimately leading to more authentic and meaningful interactions. This approach aligns with the INFJ's desire for depth and connection, as it allows others to engage more genuinely and thoughtfully, enhancing the quality of communication and understanding. While silence can be a powerful tool, it is essential for INFJs to use it with awareness and balance. Excessive silence or withdrawal can lead to misunderstandings, increased tension, or feelings of alienation in relationships. Encouraging open dialogue to avoid the negative aspects of strategic silence, INFJs can prioritize open and honest communication. By fostering an environment where dialogue is encouraged and valued, they can reduce the need for manipulative silence, promoting healthier and more transparent relationships. 3. The martyr complex. Playing the martyr. INFJs may occasionally adopt a martyr complex, positioning themselves as the long-suffering individual who sacrifices for others. This can be used to elicit sympathy or admiration, subtly pressuring others to reciprocate with loyalty, support, or concessions. By frequently reminding others of their sacrifices or selflessness, INFJs can manipulate situations to ensure that others feel indebted to them. This tactic leverages the emotional bond to secure future favors or maintain influence over others. 4. Intellectual and moral superiority. INFJs are known for their intellectual depth and analytical prowess, which they often use to navigate complex situations and solve problems. However, this intellectual capacity can also become a tool for manipulation when they use their knowledge and reasoning skills to influence others. Intellectual manipulation involves leveraging one's intellect to shape conversations, sway opinions, and guide outcomes to align with personal goals or values. INFJs possess strong analytical abilities, allowing them to break down complex issues and see connections that others might overlook. This strength enables them to form well-reasoned arguments and anticipate potential objections or counterpoints. When engaging in discussions or debates, INFJs can use their analytical skills to present compelling arguments that are difficult to refute, subtly steering the conversation in their favor. For instance, an INFJ might use detailed information, statistics, or logical reasoning to support their viewpoint, making it challenging for others to counter their perspective. This approach can be persuasive, as it often appears grounded in facts and logic, even if the underlying motivation is to guide others toward a specific conclusion. One aspect of intellectual manipulation is presenting ideas or opinions as indisputable truths. By framing their ideas as the most reasonable or enlightened option, INFJs can subtly influence others to adopt their stance, effectively shaping the outcome of discussions or decisions. INFJs are often skilled communicators, capable of expressing themselves with eloquence and precision. While this can enhance the clarity and depth of their communication, it can also be used as a manipulation tactic to intimidate or overwhelm others. By employing language that others might find difficult to understand or challenge, INFJs can create a dynamic where their ideas are accepted without thorough examination. This can lead to situations where others feel less confident in their ability to contribute or dissent, reinforcing the INFJ's influence. INFJs are adept at guiding conversations toward desired outcomes without appearing overtly controlling. They might ask leading questions, introduce specific topics, or steer discussions in subtle ways to align with their goals. This intellectual manipulation allows them to shape interactions in a manner that feels organic, often leaving others unaware of the influence being exerted. For example, an INFJ might introduce a thought-provoking question that encourages others to consider an idea from a particular angle, effectively guiding the conversation without directly stating their preference. This approach can create a sense of collaboration while still directing the outcome toward the INFJ's desired result. While intellectual manipulation can be a powerful tool, it is essential for INFJs to balance their intellect with integrity and ethical considerations. By remaining aware of their motivations and ensuring that their influence serves the greater good, INFJs can use their intellectual strengths to foster positive and constructive interactions. When engaging in debates or disagreements, they might use this perceived moral high ground to sway others, subtly implying that opposing viewpoints are less virtuous or enlightened. 5. Subtle persuasion. INFJs are skilled at planting ideas or suggestions in others' minds, allowing them to take root over time. INFJs are often adept at subtly guiding decisions and influencing outcomes in ways that align with their values and goals. Their combination of empathy, intuition, and intellectual insight allows them to shape the decision-making process without overtly exerting control. This ability to guide decisions can be both a strength and a potential form of manipulation if not used ethically. Let's explore how INFJs navigate this dynamic and how they can ensure that their influence remains positive and constructive. Empathic insight and decision guidance. INFJs possess a keen sense of empathy, which allows them to understand the emotions and motivations of others. This deep understanding enables them to tailor their approach to decision-making, ensuring that their suggestions resonate emotionally with the individuals involved. By aligning their recommendations with others' values and desires, INFJs can guide decisions in a way that feels natural and aligned with the individual's own intentions. For instance, when a friend is struggling to decide whether to pursue a new career opportunity, an INFJ might focus on the aspects of the job that align with the friend's passions and values, gently nudging them toward a decision that aligns with the INFJ's perspective. Framing options and outcomes. INFJs often frame options and outcomes in a way that emphasizes the benefits of a particular choice. By highlighting the positive aspects of one option while downplaying potential downsides, they can influence how others perceive the decision, making one path seem more appealing than the alternatives. This framing can involve discussing the long-term benefits, aligning the decision with personal values, or presenting the choice as a logical progression. By crafting a narrative that resonates with others, INFJs can subtly steer decisions in a desired direction. INFJs have a natural intuition that allows them to anticipate how decisions will unfold and what the consequences might be. This foresight enables them to present their perspective in a way that anticipates objections or concerns, providing reassurance and confidence to those making the decision. By addressing potential doubts and emphasizing the positive outcomes of a particular choice, INFJs can build trust and encourage others to follow their guidance. This intuitive persuasion can be particularly effective in situations where others feel uncertain or indecisive. INFJs are skilled at active listening, creating an environment where individuals feel heard and understood. By genuinely engaging with others' thoughts and concerns, INFJs can build rapport and trust, making their guidance more persuasive. Reflective questioning is another technique INFJs use to guide decisions. By asking insightful questions that encourage introspection, they can help others explore their thoughts and feelings, leading them toward a particular conclusion. This approach empowers individuals to arrive at decisions that feel self-directed while subtly aligning with the INFJ's desired outcome. For example, if someone is unsure about ending a relationship, an INFJ might ask questions that prompt the person to consider their happiness, long-term goals, and whether their needs are being met. These questions can guide the individual to reflect deeply, often leading them to a decision that the INFJ supports. Balancing influence with autonomy while guiding decisions can be beneficial. INFJs must be mindful of maintaining others' autonomy. It's important for INFJs to recognize when their influence might be overstepping and ensure that individuals feel empowered to make choices that are genuinely their own. To foster empowerment, INFJs can encourage individuals to take ownership of their decisions. By emphasizing personal agency and respecting others' choices, INFJs can support decision-making processes that are both guided and autonomous. This balance ensures that their influence remains positive and ethical, fostering relationships built on mutual respect and trust. To avoid crossing into manipulation, INFJs can engage in self-reflection and consider their motivations. By ensuring that their influence serves the well-being of others and aligns with shared values, they can maintain ethical standards in their guidance. Guiding decisions is a nuanced skill that INFJs often possess due to their empathy, intuition, and intellectual insight. While this ability can be used constructively to support others, it requires mindfulness to ensure that influence does not become manipulative. By balancing guidance with respect for autonomy and fostering open dialogue, INFJs can use their skills to create positive and empowering interactions that enrich their relationships. 6. Flattery and validation. Offering validation is one of the most potent tools in an INFJ's arsenal for connecting with others. It involves acknowledging and affirming someone else's feelings, thoughts, or experiences, creating an environment of understanding and acceptance. While validation can be a profoundly positive force, it can also be used strategically to influence others, leading to a fine line between supportive interaction and subtle manipulation. The power of validation. INFJs have a natural ability to make others feel seen and understood. They excel at offering validation, which can strengthen relationships and build trust. By recognizing and affirming someone's emotions, INFJs provide a sense of comfort and acceptance, allowing individuals to feel valued and appreciated. For instance, when someone is expressing frustration or sadness, an INFJ might say, "I can see why you feel that way. It makes sense given what you're going through." This kind of validation helps the person feel understood, often encouraging them to open up more and share their deeper feelings. Validation as a means of influence. Validation can become a means of influence when INFJs use it to build rapport and gain the trust of others. By consistently affirming someone's feelings and experiences, they can establish a connection that makes others more receptive to their suggestions and ideas. For example, if an INFJ wants to encourage a friend to pursue a particular course of action, they might first validate the friend's concerns and emotions, building a foundation of trust. Once the friend feels heard and understood, the INFJ can introduce their perspective or suggestion, which is now more likely to be considered positively due to the established rapport. Creating emotional bonds. Validation helps create strong emotional bonds between INFJs and those they interact with. By making people feel understood and supported, INFJs can foster a sense of closeness and connection that encourages others to seek their guidance and approval. These emotional bonds can become a form of influence if the INFJ uses them to guide others toward decisions or actions that align with their own goals or values. The individual, feeling emotionally supported, may be more inclined to follow the INFJ's lead, often without realizing the subtle influence being exerted. Encouraging self-reflection and growth. On a positive note, offering validation can encourage self-reflection and personal growth. By validating someone's experiences and emotions, INFJs create a safe space for introspection, allowing individuals to explore their thoughts and feelings more deeply. For example, an INFJ might validate a friend's frustration with their job, acknowledging their feelings as legitimate. This validation can empower the friend to reflect on what they truly want, potentially leading them to consider new opportunities or changes that better align with their values and desires. The risk of over-validation. While validation is a powerful tool, it's important for INFJs to be mindful of the risk of over-validation. Consistently affirming someone's emotions without encouraging critical thinking or accountability can lead to a dynamic where the person feels justified in all their actions, regardless of consequences. INFJs can mitigate this risk by balancing validation with gentle challenges to think critically or consider alternative perspectives. By fostering a balanced approach, they can support personal growth while maintaining healthy boundaries. Encouraging authentic dialogue. To ensure validation remains positive and ethical, INFJs can focus on encouraging authentic dialogue. By creating an environment where diverse perspectives are welcomed and explored, they can foster interactions that are both supportive and empowering. This approach allows INFJs to use their ability to offer validation constructively, promoting understanding and growth without veering into manipulation. INFJs should remain aware of their intentions when offering validation, ensuring that their influence aligns with shared values and the well-being of others. By maintaining ethical boundaries, they can use validation to enhance relationships and foster meaningful connections. By using flattery strategically, INFJs can build rapport and trust, making others more receptive to their influence. This can be particularly effective in professional or social settings where building alliances is advantageous. Passive aggressiveness. INFJs may struggle to express anger or frustration directly, leading to passive-aggressive behavior as a means of manipulation. This might include backhanded compliments, sarcasm, or subtly undermining others to express dissatisfaction without confrontation. Passive-aggressive tactics can also involve creating guilt in others for perceived slights or failures to meet the INFJ's needs. This can be a way to control or influence others' behavior without addressing the underlying issues directly. 8. The rescuer role positioning. As a rescuer, INFJs may adopt the role of rescuer, stepping in to help others in times of need. While this is often motivated by genuine concern, it can become manipulative if the INFJ uses this role to gain influence or control over the people they are helping. Creating dependency. By becoming indispensable to others, INFJs can create a sense of dependency that reinforces their influence. This can be a subtle way to ensure loyalty and support, as others may feel obligated to reciprocate the assistance they have received. 9. Self-sabotage and victimhood. Self-sabotaging behavior. INFJs may engage in self-sabotaging behavior that elicits sympathy or concern from others. This manipulation tactic can be used to draw attention or support, ensuring that others remain engaged in the INFJ's struggles or challenges. Emphasizing victimhood. By emphasizing their victimhood in certain situations, INFJs can manipulate others into providing support or validation. This can be a way to gain emotional leverage, ensuring that others prioritize the INFJ's needs and perspectives. 10. The idealization and devaluation cycle. Idealizing relationships. INFJs may idealize others, placing them on a pedestal and creating a strong initial bond. This idealization can make others feel special and valued, drawing them closer to the INFJ's sphere of influence. Devaluation and withdrawal. When the idealized image inevitably fades, INFJs may devalue the person, leading to withdrawal or distance. This cycle can be manipulative if used to control the relationship dynamics, creating a push-pull effect that keeps others engaged and invested. While manipulation is not inherently part of the INFJ personality, these tactics can emerge as coping mechanisms or strategies for navigating complex interpersonal dynamics. By understanding and recognizing these behaviors, both INFJs and those who interact with them can work towards healthier, more authentic relationships. It's essential to approach this topic with empathy and self-awareness, fostering a deeper understanding of how to support and connect with INFJs positively and constructively. If you found this exploration of INFJ manipulation tactics insightful, please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others gain a deeper understanding of the INFJ personality and its complexities.